52nd three-point field goal made on the season for Brandon Robinson. He is the leader for this North Carolina team. Goldwire getting around leaky block. Nice find to Jones. Take the time starting this year playing big minutes when the injuries were at their worst. When the smaller role now, Pierce looked like he had a putback opportunity and instead passed it off. And Jones will bail. Got future coach written all over him, don't you think? A future commissioner, future president, future everything he wants. Black misses the three. Hustle rebound by Moore. Got Jones. The big guy, everybody else is spread out. Well, Anthony with just his third field goal of the night, and that's one question is when does Roy Williams bring Bangkok back in? He's been on the bench for several minutes with 4 fouls. And we have our answer as he just got up off the bench to head to the scorer's table. Jones for 3. Another great athlete. He's been a highlight film all season long.
6-inch height advantage on Johnson, and plenty of springs in those legs for Cassius Stanley, the freshman from Los Angeles.
Good pass.
And the 3.
Well, that's it's much more difficult for NC State to double team.
Markel Johnson misses a 3. Long rebound to Jones. Break opportunity for Duke. He's going to charge right at Helms and score. With the inconsistency, 6 turnovers for Johnson already tonight, and 14.5 to go.
Good job by Helms to stay down on that fake by Trey Jones. Really good job of staying in front.
Now the 8 to shoot for the Blue Devils. It's Trey Jones for 3.
A baseline drive got an opening. Markel Johnson able to find Manny Bates.
First bucket for Bates, redshirt freshman from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
But, you know, against the zone, you don't just want to get ball movement. You have to get player movement as well. You know, cutting into the middle, flashing from behind the zone. There's been very little of that in NC State's zone attack.
Wait, Bryce got.
It looked like Purdue was going to the Final Four. And here comes Virginia. And they took advantage. And they want to win the national title.
Ball movement. Trey Jones. He hits a 3. He had Clark. He comes up short on a reverse of his own. Here comes Trey Jones the other way. Pulls up at the elbow. Yes.
See, that's the puff and puff, baby. Here we go. Oh, he's been the star of stars.
Speaking
magic from a Duke star. So the Green family is watching this game intensely.
Offensive rebound for Wendell Moore.
Got to block out. Aren't blocking out really drives me nuts. And we don't see many teams do that. We saw Dayton do that last night.
Shot clock winding down for Duke again. Trey Jones hits a big 3.
They may not get near 63 today. Now we get down to winning time, baby. Shot selection becomes big. Understanding who's on the court and who you want to get the ball.
Moore throws it back up top. Trey Jones, 7 to shoot. Tries a 3. Rolls it home.
Possession. A lot of tension going on the benches, I can guarantee you that.
Trey Jones goes to work quickly, off balance. That's goaltending on Diaz.
We have to have Vernon Carey on the floor. And where teams that before were trying to put lineups together to get Carey off the floor, Matthew Hurt, maybe not as important as Carey, but very important because he is the Blue Devils' best three-point shooter and been consistent all year, shooting 41% from beyond the arc. So they're going to have to make sure that they find minutes for him as the season goes along, because he's the one guy that really stretches the floor on a consistent. Ask Coach K right now, with the way they started this game off, he's an opportunity to be this close at halftime. He would take it, especially knowing that they can adjust in the second half.
Seven seconds before the break. Jones fires up a long one. He hits it right in front of the horn. Team.
And that's his first basket of the second half. Shawnee Brown had 11 first half points to lead the Demon Deacons and was very aggressive attacking the rim. One of the very few opportunities he's got here in the first 9 minutes of this second half.
Wake had a double-figure lead for long stretches of the first half, but they were never able to really break away from Duke. Jones off that window. What a pretty play.
Nice play by Trey. Points for him. Great shooting. 7 for 11 from the field. The 3 rebounds. And providing the toughness that Danny Manning needs for this team to try to mount a comeback here on their home floor.
Jones. Yes, he'll sink that. Hurt to drive it with that right hand. No, the tip. No. The kick back out for Jones. Getting a little closer. He buries it.
That's such a smart play.
Neat, strong move. Blocked out of the sky by Carey to trigger the break. Jones leaning into the lane, and he'll lay it up and in. Another big shot.
First 20-point game since coming back from that injury. And Shawnee Brown has given the the Demon Deacons a huge lift here tonight.
Well, so is this guy for Duke. Wendell Moore gives it off for Jones. Been a while since Duke has had the lead. A bank shot by Jones.
Home at Castle Coliseum over Miami, but allowed that game to get away from them in 3 overtimes.
Duke winning the opening tip, coming in at 22-4, 12-3 in the ACC. Virginia Tech 6-9 in the conference. Just a few weeks ago, they were looking like a team headed for the NCAA tournament. Carey with his first touch has it knocked away. They swing it up top here for Jones, and a 3, and he'll knock it in. Trey for the Hokies. Jumping into the lane, Nolly, who gets 17 points a game. In transition, here comes Jones looking for a quick start. They really got punched in the mouth the other night in Raleigh. They got down 10-1. Really never truthfully recovered. Jones finding his footing, and another 3.
You thought about where Virginia Tech would be February 22nd of 2020. No one would have guessed that they would be 6-9 in ACC play, and with wins over Michigan State and having the big wins they've had this season. So
Trey Jones is short. The ACC. Virginia Tech will fall to 15-12, 6-10 in conference play.
Tyrese Radford continues to play great basketball. 16-9 for him on the night.
Gonzaga and BYU coming up as Jones sticks
the ball, he defends the ball, and he's made big shots.
Alley-oop attempt, but a sloppy one and taken away by Jones. He'll pull up and pop and knock it down. A 3-pointer. Always going to be a huge game. They have had success on this floor. Recent success, 3 recent wins over Duke right here at PNC.
This is a competitive team. This is obviously a big game. There's a guy that has to step up, Trey Jones. Possession is valuable.
Well, Duke trying to make this the final possession of the first half here in Raleigh. Jones ducks under and lays it in. Johnson trying to work that baseline with a fall away. Well short.
Not a good possession right there. The ball got stuck in Johnson's hands.
Rattles in for Trey Jones.
Trey Jones has got to be the guy that's making plays to score.
Price with a miss. Duke at 22-3. 12-2 in the conference, and again it's Jones.
Look at Kevin Keats to try to see if he can get this thing reversed. Don't have to.
Jones a teardrop, no. Duke has succeeded in getting the crowd out of it a little bit. Jones straight on for the 3. He has Mooney wide open from the wing. That's short.
He doesn't have a pretty release, you know, but the bottom line, he's such a productive player. When you read it, look about his rebound and turnovers, no defense right there. Good shots has really got to be a priority. That's a turnover you don't want.
A fumble by Prentice Hub and a slip pass. That's finished by Trey Jones.
That ball. Billy Donovan wanted him there with the Gators.
And Billy Donovan said, I'm going to the NBA. If you want him at Notre Dame, I would take him, Mike Bray, in a heartbeat. Mike Bray said, I hadn't even seen him. We just called him up and told his dad we're going to offer him a scholarship.
Well, maybe he'll take him now in the NBA.
Stutter step at the elbow. Pure for Trey Jones.
That's a terrible
Carey
pass.
gets the steal. Crosses over. That's his first miss from the floor, but
your footwork down in the post.
Mooney can't hit over the top of Carey. Pfluger back tap right to Trey Jones. Jones pull up 3. Got it.
Oh, for the Irish.
O'Connell off the right shoulder. That's rejected by Goodwin. O'Connell gets it back.
Gets it back to the right guy, too.
Jones? Yes.
To the right guy. They keep it a scouting report that Notre Dame likes to shoot the three.
Practice hug. This is a long two.
Hubby's been real quiet. He's had some big games for Notre Dame.
With the left hand through traffic.
He wants anytime he wants. Wow. What a start he's had to his NBA career. Incredible.
Yeah, amazing. The folks behind the bench, I didn't think there was a seat for them, but somehow they were.
That lead, how it exploded.
Pfluger comes up way short.
Notre Dame came here with purpose. They came here mentally ready to play, but they can't stop us.
Raekwon Gray passed up an open three. They get another look at a three, and it spins off. Shot by Trent Forrest.
Florida State is getting wide open looks. They're just not knocking them down early.
Trey Jones, the first bucket of the ball. At both ends of the floor. That's his first basket of the night.
Well, his last 10 games, Vassell is averaging over 16 points and shooting just under 50% from three. In fact, 50% over his last four, 11 of 22. One of the great guys.
Basketball, for
One
sure.
of the great guys. Right, it is so unusual to see Florida State missing free throws. The Seminoles have missed a few. And, you know, talking about Duke's turnovers, some of the issues with the Duke turnovers have been they've been live.
Baylor's won 8 of the last 9 head-to-head, including a 59-44 win in Waco in early January. Of course, you can always watch it live on the ESPN app.
And now with Javin DeLaurier in, he's used primarily as a screener and then an offensive rebounder.
Trey Jones finds some room from the free throw line.
And he has a lot of air under his shoes when he leaves the floor. Zion Williamson's vertical leap record at Duke stood for less than a year before Cassius Stanley came in and broke it. That's incredible.
Trey Jones scores with the left hand.
That they are wearing today, and Leaky Black gets the Tar Heels on the board first.
Leaky Black was guarded by Wendell Moore, a nice little shot fake, and was able to get that.
He didn't take long to get acclimated in the rivalry, did he? Off the bench and with a couple of buckets. Jones off balance. Tough one will go.
Baycott to get him in the low post, and he got a screen for that jump shot. Really well designed out of the timeout by Roy Williams.
Jones from the free throw line.
A really smart guy by Cassius Stanley, who is emerging as a truly outstanding player.
Jones takes it away from Anthony and then lays it in. Jones went looking for the contact.
And let the offensive player use the screen. Don't lean into the screen.
Jones into traffic. Nicely done.
I'll tell you, you have hard,
And they have played so well. But the free throw line may ultimately prove to be their undoing if they can't hang on here. Jones. And it's a three-point game.
the advance.
Jones again trying to go coast to coast, and he will. And a timeout taken by Mike Krzyzewski.
Got two shooters, Matthew Hurt and Alex O'Connell, positioned.
Got the miss. Jones, can he get a shot off? Yes! Jones knocks it down. Tapped ahead by Brooks. Goldwire runs it down, and it's Duke ball. There's so many big plays by Trey Jones in the last few minutes. Driving on Anthony. Gets it to go. Well, Duke. Boy, Jones is just in takeover mode right now. Two huge free throws.
Big time. Just big time.
Jones. And a foul.
Just the absolute.
Try to be a bit of a stopgap. They have some really good young players, including that one. C.J. Felder missed three. Duke has some reinforcements on the floor. Alex O'Connell's out there. Jack White. Javin DeLaurier's in, and Duke is Hamilton tried again. Another good look from the corner. Still won't go, and Duke will have an opportunity for the last shot. Trey Jones all the way to the cup. Super Tuesday from the ACC. Duke trying to keep pace with Florida State, second place. Game in the loss column behind Louisville in the ACC standings. Boston College looking for a huge signature win as Trey Jones softly rolled. Stephon Mitchell thought he had Felder maybe a touch late. And a steal for the Blue Devils, Trey Jones.
Boston College has to settle in, even though they lost the lead here, only down one.
Trey Jones.
Big foul.
Hamilton. Jared in front of the rim. Delorier has a rebound.
Jared Hamilton has just struggled to shoot them. It's been flat jumpers. He's gotten good looks, but just hasn't gotten. If he gets two of them to go, it's a different basketball game.
1 for 15 from behind the arc. Neither team shooting 39% from the floor. Duke has a 5-point lead. 3.5 to go. Trey Jones.
Gosh, he's good.
Opportunities to tighten this game further and just haven't been able to make that big basket, but still time to go. Need another stop. Goldwire picks it up in a dangerous spot.
I think Duke has confidence with a guy like Trey Jones on the floor, though. He's just got great poise. Knows how to finish a game.
To score so far tonight against the Syracuse zone. Dolezaj's pass knocked away. He was asking for a kick to be called. Moore finds Jones for 3. Got it.
Welcome back, Wendell Moore. ACC tournament matchup, but love ties. I don't know if it would have mattered. Zion was on a mission that night, 13 for 13. That comeback probably better than his NBA debut comeback, except for the fourth quarter, which was amazing.
Do you remember who had the longest shot last year in the Duke-Syracuse rivalry?
That would be Elijah Hughes from about 75 feet.
Exactly. Trey Jones from about 15 feet.
Tempo favors Duke. Pitt doesn't have as many guys. Duke has the depth. They will wear you out at this speed.
Jones finds an unimpeded path to the basket. Him now into the starting lineup as he got the start for the 5th straight game.
So good with the basketball. Makes the right decisions. Such a good on-ball defender. He's a stabilizer in his lineup.
Jones for 3. There's back-to-back triples for Duke. Behind them in the ACC and the Cavaliers.
And there's no excuse for these last few turnovers. They're unforced errors. Lack of discipline, valuing the basketball, giving them no opportunity.
Trey Jones, the last 5 points for Duke.
Out eventually.
Champagny fades on the 3. The rebound belongs to Stanley. Jones has a driving lane. Nobody stepped up to get in front. He turns it into a chance for 3. Duke 66, Pitt 61. Fewer than 7 minutes to play. Here inside Cameron Indoor, the number 9 team in the country is led by as many as 18.
There's Cam McGusty missing, and Rodney Miller's there to tip it home.
Nice little tip in by Miller on the interior. Got good post position.
Speaking of post position, carry out to Jones. 30 or more. That coming on the heels of a run in which the Hurricanes had as much success as just about anyone not named North Carolina had had against Duke.
Tell you, think about this. That Florida State team, one of the most impressive teams I've called.
Go. Jones had a little bit of a rough night defensively. Everybody did, trying to deal with Louisville's David Johnson.
David Johnson put a show on. He put a show on. I thought that would be blowout city. That was a team that was struggling. When I hit my head, I jumped up when he made that unbelievable shot. I hit my head. Blood is coming down. Mike Patrick is next to me. And I didn't care about split open, but I didn't care. It was such a magical moment here. And eventually Stackhouse and company. That was a terrific North Carolina team. Hey, I want to mention North Carolina. I know a lot of people say, what's happened North Carolina? Well, very simple.
To make the tournament, the top 2 teams, Louisville and Florida State, and obviously Duke. As Trey Jones comes up with a steal and glides in for 2.
tonight, starting the second half in the place of Jordan Goldwire, who started the game. Enoch too strong. Rebound Carey. Jones one-on-one with Kimball, gets by him and lays it in. A little casual. And the follow will go for Fresh Kimball. Great play by Kimball to stick with it. I thought Warwick got fouled going up for that, but how about going behind the back in transition between defenders to even get that shot up? And all of a sudden the lead, which had been down before, is back up to 9 for the visitors. And that was a good answer out of the timeout, because Louisville did not come out as tough in the second half as it did in the first. Jones, tough contested shot, will go. And what a difference in his offense. And that's exactly what Louisville needs to do. Find the matchup they can attack, and it was Matthew Hurt on Dwayne Sutton go after it. We talked about it in the Clemson game this week. Hurt had Kevin Mack on him, and Mack made life very difficult for Hurt, whose minutes.
The baseline side, just a drop step spin. Just a beautiful post move by Vernon Carey. Hasn't played all that much because of the foul trouble. Now with the double figures. Carey again, immediate double team. Screen from Cassius Stanley to get him in the low post. Jones buries a three, and it's tied again. Previewing tomorrow's games between the Titans and the Chiefs, and the 49ers and the Green Bay Packers on the eve of the conference title games. Louisville turns the ball over on out of bounds underneath. They tried to get a little bit cute, I think.
Game two is you got really big passing centers.
He can do that too, although he misses the hook. And Jack White, who had 4 threes in a win a year ago over Clemson, brings down the rebound, feeds Trey Jones. Corner, couldn't see where his feet were. Dawes, a nice look away, but he couldn't finish the left-handed layup. Jones will step into a three.
Nope.
And bank it in. The 3-0. Quarter jumper short for Matt, and White with a rebound for Duke. Trey Jones, and it's a 2-point. And turned it over. Jones with a transition three. Team in this game.
That's number 4 for Clemson, 3 for Duke, and as you said, that's a win for Clemson.
Yeah. Part of it is Clemson hadn't missed a lot of shots.
Both teams shooting just over 50% of the night. Jones in traffic. Another one of those. Maybe pull it up, but he said I can make a bucket.
Hey, conventional wisdom's for conventional outcomes.
And a big rebound by Cassius Stanley. 6'6" freshman who has been so impressive. Up top for Jones, and no call of play for the Blue Demons. Doubles, and on the jump shot, that'll switch in from Lucius will swing it. White from 3, no. And rebounded away by Carey Jr. He's on down 9 a game. That one's going to run a quick start. Carey a 3-pointer to make it a 41-21 game. White looking inside. Give it up. Shot clock at 13. Jones with a jumper. Sinks another one. He'll drive it, scoop it, and miss, but he tipped his own miss in.
Off to Stanley. Show from Carey. No advantage given.
And Johnson turns it over. O'Connell. Goldwire. Jones off the fake. The jumper. Got it! Right at the buzzer. 51-23. And the cold shooting continues for Wake Forest in the second half. And another basket right on.
Offensively, try and get Childress some daylight like you have right there. You need those conversions for Childress to make decisions with the ball, tracking those double teams, finding teams.
Boy, Jones just shredded the defense.
He's the only guy that's had consistent success in attack mode, drawing those defenders and yet still finishes.
He scored 8 off the bench. On the baseline, an airborne pass. Duke bringing the shot clock to 7. Jones will loft it up and knock it down. That's a 3. Coach Coach K in his 40th year here at Duke, 45th season overall. Jones staying hot. He thought for Sarr. No. White with a one-handed rebound.
And carry back to the lineup. Sarr has to get him out on the perimeter.
Jones feeling it, says he buries it.
Fine.
Okada. Jones for three. Yeah. Hurt for three. Rims out the tip, and it counts.
Too hard on offense.
The last time Coach K lit into his team, like we just saw, they responded. We'll see if they do here. So far, so good.
He was trying to bounce pass it with one hand to Banks and realized the pass wasn't going to get there. And since he's passing with one hand, he couldn't call it back.
Been pretty sure-handed here in this second half.
For the most part, yes.
Jones elevates and hits.
His opponent leaves the floor.
7 blocks for Banks tonight. Jones creates space. What a nice.
Their offense. Good pass.
Wardenberg into Miller. Delorier might have gotten a piece.
He did.
Wardenberg comes out with it and then turns it over, and Trey Jones is out ahead of the field.
You cannot throw the ball.
Quote I think I've ever heard: talk is the music of the game.
Holly, thank you. Yeah, he said the more you talk, the more you anticipate what's going to happen instead of just reacting to what already has happened. That was Isaiah Wong, a freshman from Piscataway, New Jersey, with a bucket for Miami, as Jim Larinaga gone a little bit deeper into his bench now.
One of the things about talk, especially when you talk on defense, you're more likely to be down in a stance, and you're more likely to be seeing man and ball. The better defender. He had a better, he's already had in 2 years more games with 7 assists and no turnovers than all, like the great Duke Cards have had in the past. He's already got that in 2 years.
I'm a little thirsty. Can you pass me my nonsensical cooler?
Yes.
Ejection on his face as he can't finish there. And Duke basically, they've been in cruise control since about the 6 or 7 minute mark of the first half. Miami put up a fight for a while, but eventually the depth of Duke, the talent of Duke, and Vernon Carey Jr. specifically, they just wore.
Carolina. One of the preseason publications said he has untapped explosiveness. As Jones. Here's Baker now. This is more customary. 3 off the iron. Trey Jones will try and hit. Can't do it. Can't do it, Wes.
Right back at him. And I like the way Landers Nolly has played in this game. He hasn't come out and forced shots and thought about the fact that he averages 20 points a game. He has to get his. He's played a great team game in helping his team to build the lead.
Trey Jones steps into. DJ Horn fires a 3. It's good! Trey Jones quickly the other way to end the half. Floater. It drops. Somehow the shoe got back on Couture's foot.
It was not all the way on right now. If I would try to drive him because he didn't have the shoe on all the way as Trey Jones, and that's not a run. It's not to, but 10.5 minutes, still not too early to go offense, defense in this game.
Moore right into the teeth of the Virginia Tech defense, passes out. The hesitation, Jones steps into it and knocks it down.
By the trainers. So that's a good sign for Mike Young and his group.
Anders Nolly out of this game as well. What a take!
2 threes, but looks hesitant to shoot it now, but an offensive rebound for the Blue Devils, and this is another one of the ways they've been able to neutralize Virginia Tech. We talked about at halftime where the Hokies had a 5-rebound advantage over the Blue Devils, but to this point, Duke has evened that up here in the second half.
Jones, contested shot.
Of course, they were able and better defensively with Jack White on the floor. Jack White's been a difference maker and part of the reason why the Blue Devils have a 14-point lead.
And what a stretch this has been for this Duke team. They go on the road for the first time this season, a true road game, and it comes against Michigan State in East Lansing. They handle Sparty. Then you come into Blacksburg, get punched in the mouth. You're trailing by 12, and the way they have responded has been so impressive. Jones, oh, he's been...
Backwood just punching it out.
Jack White stepping into the starting lineup spot of Cassius Stanley, and now another steal. Trey Jones lays it in over Lawyer. And
Michigan State is usually the team that you fear in transition, but Duke has taken Michigan State out of transition, and it's been the Duke transition that's carried the day, largely because of the turnovers they have forced. And then you add on, Michigan State has missed a ton of free throws.
Yeah, 3 for 8 at the line, including the front end of a couple of 1-and-1s. And a points off turnovers favor Duke 12-2.
We had Xavier Tillman switched off on Trey Jones.
Tillman very quiet, 2 early fouls. Now a rejection by Carey, who's also having a terrific night. Goldwire ahead to Jones. A dozen. A critical last couple of minutes here in the first half. Jones keeps it and lays it in with a left hand. For him. He still had work to do. They wanted him to improve his shot. And how big has it been for Duke, and how big will it continue to be for Duke, Jay, that Trey Jones is back for another year of college basketball?
You can get any great player to stay. That's a coup.
And right on
a
cue.
Play. They were really good against Marquette on Sunday down in Orlando when they won that tournament. Really played well.
A little pressure here from the Spartans, desperately trying to force some turnovers.
And one of the big reasons that Duke is able to stake out this lead, you got to give a lot of credit to Javin DeLaurier and Jack White for the way they've played. Jack White started in this game because Cassius Stanley is injured. He came off the bench. He's got 10 points, 6 rebounds, a couple of blocks, a couple of steals. He's been very, very good. That lift that both he and Jack White gave this team was really important.
Wow. And the Stars.
Burns, the redshirt freshman transfer from Tennessee. Carry the rebound.
Been some good defense down low on Burns. They've made him work for it.
Back out for Trey Jones. Yes!
Patient. That is also a challenge for any freshman, understanding, hey, back when I was a star in high school, I didn't need to talk, I just made plays. You got to talk in college.
Jones scores. Forces a Duke turnover right out of the gates. Josh Ferguson short, and a good block out by Matthew Hurt. Trey Jones on the push for 2. Kicks it out for King. Loose ball to Hurt. Jones pulls up. That is 7-point game.
And so much you talk about, well, Duke is young, they're freshmen, they'll grow into it. Russell Jones Jr., a freshman.
Got beat there by a sophomore. A blur back the other way, and a turnover by the freshman.
Active hands from Duke. Last line of defense taking a stand.
Jones and Jones hounding one another, and Trey.
Battle for it. It goes in. Give the basket to Cameron Johnson on the tip. And Duke as a team not elite at the free throw line. 68% as a club through 6 games. Jones off the window. Feathery.
Back in the Wayback Machine.
Harris has now got 6 of the 17 points for the Lumberjacks. He's been as advertised. So has Trey.
You can understand why.
It's been 4 full minutes since Duke last scored from the field. Jones. That's a 3-pointer, much needed.
That's great position inside. Perfect pass.
Jones left alone. Wrong man.
Up his 3rd foul, the guard for Georgetown. He has to play really well. Bad start.
Wow, a steal immediately.
Same thing they tried to do, or they did in the second half yesterday. Georgetown did try to get Yurt 7 going. That's too easy. 2 in a row. Ewing might
buries it. How about that? It's a 2. And it's an 11-point game. Georgetown bringing some pressure.
Important for Georgetown to press without fouling.
And here we go. Championship game, number 1, Duke up by 11. Jones, floater, got it.
Can't do that.
Have R.J. Barrett and company, but all 18 points from freshmen.
That was a assistant coach stop right there. They knew that Kelly was going to his left shoulder, and Vernon Carey played it perfectly. I mean, could not have played it better. That was a scouting report miss. Throw it into Carey. I'm with you, Carey. Carey's upset. He needed the ball.
Jones buries it.
For Duke this year is where will they get their perimeter scoring from?
There's another takeaway. Jones for three. He's got it.
Was probably, we wouldn't even say as high as considered to be a project. And now you got a young man going out on the road getting 19 and 12 at the College of Charleston, and a big part of what Georgia State plans to do this year, just like shooting it on the other end of the floor.
No, they give it right back. Turnovers continue to be the story early here, and Trey Jones cashes in on the others. Your answer, Damon Wilson drills the three.
A big bucket for Damon Wilson, who's played here before, a transfer from Pittsburgh. So Damon Wilson, not foreign territory for him to come here and perform in front of the Cameron Crazies. And he's one of those guys that we knew wasn't going to be scared, just like thinking about coming out of this one.
Jones and Duke trying to snap a Georgia State 7-0 run.
And now we're seeing that zone from Georgia State. Duke prepared for this. They talked about it in their shoot-around earlier today. But one thing it does is force you to shoot the ball from the perimeter. And who will be the guy stepping up, knocking down the shot for the Blue Devils?
2 to shoot. Jones weaves his way through and comes up with the bucket. That they've been able to be so effective in transition and get the looks that they've gotten so far tonight.
Well, one of the things that they've been able to do is beat Duke's pressure, but they haven't been able to contain Trey Jones. And right now, Rob Lanier going to force someone outside of Carey to beat him from the perimeter.
Jones tries a three. Buries it. Trey Jones has been the man. What can they do to really kind of put this game out of reach?
Well, they're going to need for Jack White, for O'Connell, for Matthew Hurt, someone outside of Trey Jones to make a shot from beyond the three-point arc.
The Trey Jones show continues. They lost 71% of their scoring from a year ago and their head coach, and yet they've hung in this game. Iron unkind there. Jones the other way. It rolls in, and that's a career
finish at the rim.
The ball bouncing unkindly in a big way for Georgia State, and it's allowed Duke to grow this lead. Hoop in the horn for Trey Jones.
You do not want my help.
Central Arkansas stays in the man-to-man. Now, you see, they're man-to-man. They're not really trying to put a lot of pressure on Duke, and that's what but Duke is doing a great job probing the inside, whether it's off the dribble or the pass.
And they attack the offensive glass with Delorier. Trey Jones.
His first three of the season. Really hard. Now, it's very easy to sit up here and say that's what they need to do. It's much harder to be down there doing it.
Trying to chip away at the deficit and looking for a stop here as well. Ball screen off the wing, and now Kyle Lute switches on to Trey Jones in the mid-range with another.
And Trey Jones just played that very...
I thought their effort, too. I mean, they just played so hard and were so disruptive of that Kansas offense.
Alex O'Connell getting a start tonight for Duke. Jack White and Javin Delorier, two of the veterans, have checked in already off the bench for the Blue Devils. With the shot clock winding down for Trey Jones. Out of the horns look for Duke. Jones easily. And blocked.
It's not necessarily being a consistent three-point shooter. It's what we saw the other night. He had 2 big steals down the stretch. Really outstanding on the glass. And his veteran leadership, a big part of where this team can go. Key to me, okay? There's only been like 2 great players who ever wore goggles. Kareem is the best, and then James Worthy. So, like, you can't go goggles, man. I'm sorry. Taking the guy, and it's no coincidence that once he took them off, he started to fill it up.
Jones on the inside going to the line. His numbers from last year led the nation in rebounds per game with nearly 13.
And he's naturally right-handed. But he shoots it lefty, but we saw him go into the lane there and take that right hook. He plays everything else.
Laurier gamble. Good extra pass for Thistlewood. Still cold from beyond the arc. Trey Jones on the drive.
Everything he's got, and winds up getting possession for Kansas. They coughed it up on a 3-second call underneath.
Jack White is in the game and now for Duke.
And Duke going to try to put these big guys in as many ball screens as they can. Have a problem with that.
It's one of the mysteries we're not meant to unravel.
This has been a turnover fest. An absolute turnover fest.
O'Connell the steal, Jones the lay-in, 2 points.
Who wears multiple hats over that beautiful hair. But you seem to think that they're invaders, yes. That they're invading.
Yes.
I think they're just joining us.
Invasion is the theme of the night. Unintentionally.
They invaded the cylinder.
Yes, unintentionally and regrettably. How about that try by
pressure that Duke's been able to put on? They're only down a bucket. Only down a point.
With a minute 15 to go in the first half. And count the bucket. That'll be your goaltending.
An advantage here. Need to take advantage of it. There it is.
O'Connell. Great rebound by White. New rule this year. Offensive rebound. Shot clock only resets to 20.
Just like the FIBA rule where it resets to 14. The logic there, you don't have to bring the ball up again.
Pull up Jones. What a bounce.